Happy summer. Boy, it got hot. Yes, sirree. This is my very lightest silk shirt. I hope it doesn't fall off me. Now, I noticed that a lot of times I tell a story without telling the point. For example, we were talking about Confront, and I told about the time that I didn't feel like trading, and I told Franny that, and she said, check yourself for trauma. And the point of that story is that before you can confront something and cure it, you've got to confront that you've got it. And that means if something is bothering you, uncertain, or generally just needs to be discussed, you need to discuss it. And when you then discuss it, you will find all kinds of things to look at and make choices about. And some of those choices in and of themselves will cure the thing. So that was an example of me. I do it all the time. I tell stories and then I don't, I don't talk about the point. And it's really the point that has to be driven home. Not home in you, but, home in me. I have to have the point before I can talk about it. So now we come to the connection between confronting and curing. And that is exactly what it is. It's what I just mentioned to you a minute ago. That in order to cure anything, you have to be confronting. And then you have to also, well, for one thing, know your limits. Like, know that, this guy wanted a certain kind of medical test for his herpes. He decided he wasn't cured until he got the medical test. But what about just curing the herpes, not having symptoms, and going on to cure the next thing you need to cure? And in his case, it was his relationship with his son, which was non-existent, really. I mean, of course, you can call anything a relationship, but what he had with his son should not be called a relationship. To him, his son was an obligation, a burden, something that he had to make turn out right. It was all these things, but it was not a relationship. It wasn't two people caring about each other, which is what a relationship is. If you don't have that, you don't have a relationship. What you've got is something else. You've got mutual use, or you've got a trophy, or whatever it is, but it's not a relationship. And so, hence, I created the switch prayer. And the switch prayer, when you do a prayer in the switch prayer, a lot of things happen. And I'm going to use as an example one of the prayers in the switch prayer. And the prayer is, I want to make money today. And today is Sunday, and unless I'm going to decide to trade Forex, I'm not going to make money in the market today because it's not running. But what I realized was, see, I went through this whole thing about I want to make money today. And there was one point where I took the word today off the prayer because, and it stayed off the prayer for months because I said, well, you know, if I say I want to make money today, I might get myself attached to making money today when it's not a good day to make money and do a bad trade. And what I was forgetting was something that I knew. And see, another thing that we need to confront is that we forget the things we know. So as you learn from these movies, expect to forget the things you learn. And in fact, you know, my rule of thumb with watching, I mean, I watch a lot of interviews with stock traders on YouTube, a lot of them. Probably every day I watch a different one. I mean, I don't watch them all the way through. I might watch 10 minutes of one or something, but I still watch. And I keep it up. That's one thing we have to be consistent. You know, if you decide you're going to watch movies of stock traders, watch something every day, every single day. Spend 10 minutes on it. You know, if nothing, or 2 minutes, or 1 minute. That's an important point. And so, sometimes when I make an important point, I don't say anything afterwards for a minute or so, or a few seconds, because you know, I'm sort of putting a period there, you know. Be consistent, period. If you say you're going to do something every day, do it every day. If you decide you don't need it anymore, don't let it slip away. Actually make the decision. Okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to stop. I've done enough. And with movies of stock traders, I'll never do enough because they make me think. Do we ever stop thinking? Should we ever stop thinking? My God. You know, our country is turning into a dictatorship. Now, it may not ever become a dictatorship, but as I'm watching the process of that happening, I realize that so many of those people they decided they don't need to think anymore. Someone else can perfectly well do their thinking for them, and that will save them lots of time and trouble that they can use drinking more Budweiser. Oh boy. Not that Budweiser is not a good beer, because it is maybe the best American beer. Okay? So I don't want to say anything negative about it. I have stopped drinking beer personally, but I still know that there's something to like there. And that needs to be confronted. See, my problem back when I said I wasn't confronting, one of the things I wasn't confronting was that I wasn't confronting. Another thing I wasn't confronting is that I was letting everybody go without confronting. And another thing I wasn't confronting is that I was an alcoholic. And that's why I wasn't confronting, because alcoholics don't want to get other people to confront. All they're going to do is go over to the alcoholic and say, look, you got to stop this. And I was, I guess, afraid of that. So you're looking at somebody who has a very mixed result in life. And the reason I have a mixed result in life is because I just did a lot of not confronting when I needed to be confronting. Oh my God, don't do what I have done. Oh boy. Anyway, the thing that I was forgetting about, like with the I want to make money today, one of the things that happens when you get a signal, like when I say I want to make money today, I get a signal. And one of the things that happens every time you get a signal, you are letting go of the thing you said you want. So you have a little more willingness to accept it and a little less attachment to it. These prayers accomplish what we were trying to accomplish in the very first courses we ever did.